Alright, third grade, today you are going to be making a clay or a ceramic Angry Bird, and we just looked at Angry Birds and we thought about how we can show their personality or their characters with facial things like eyebrows or eyes or nose. We also talked about how you were going to be making a form. A form has a front, a side, a back, top. So with your form, to create the Angry Bird's body, you are going to be dividing your clay up and just push a little bit of the clay off to the side, and that's going to be for your face details. The rest of your clay you're going to pat into a clay ball. I'm going to start by making a pinch pot. You all learned how to do this last year. By starting with a clay ball, I am patting with the palm of my hand, or I can roll it on the table, but I'm just patting my clay into a clay ball. It doesn't need to be perfect because I'm going to turn it into a pinch pot. My next step is I'm going to use my thumb and I'm going to firmly but gently push my thumb into my clay ball. If I push all the way through, I'm going to make a donut, and I don't want a donut, I want a pinch pot. Next, with my thumb and my pointer finger, I'm going to kind of be like a crab, and I'm going to gently but firmly pinch and twist all the way around my pot to make a pinch pot. If I pinch really hard the first time, I'm going to make a hole in my clay. Okay? And I don't want a big hole on my clay or my Angry Bird. Clay is made out of mud, or dirt, and moisture or water. You can see the dirt on my hands, but you can also see the water kind of coming off into my messy mat in my hands. That moisture wants to get into my hands and the paper. So I've really only got 1 or 2 times to try this, and then I've got clay that's too dry. Alright, so this bottom of the pinch pot is going to become my Angry Bird's face. The side is going to become the bottom. So just putting my hands at the top, I'm just gently patting my clay onto the table so that it becomes flat right there. Okay, this is the back. On the side here, I'm going to make my Angry Bird face. You can do your Angry Bird face any way you would like. I'm kind of thinking about making the red Angry Bird. He's got 2 big eyes and 2 angry eyebrows. So to make the eyes, I'm just going to roll a clay ball, kind of flatten it out. Roll a clay ball and kind of flatten it out. Anytime I make an attachment, I need to do 3 things. I need to score, which means I'm spreading the fingers of the clay apart. I need to slip, which means I'm adding glue, and I need to press to make those clay fingers lock together. That's how I make a good attachment. To help you do that, I have some toothbrushes and some water. Okay, scoring, I'm kind of marking up the clay. Slip, I'm adding water with the toothbrush. And my last step is press. Anytime we glue something, we always count to 10. That's what's happening when you're pressing. You're making sure that that water or that glue is combining your 2 pieces. If I do not score, slip, and press, these little eyes, as they dry, they'll just fall right off. So make sure you score, slip, and press each time you make an attachment. Okay, I'm going to make some little pupils to go in those eyes. So I'm making 2 really small clay balls. Score, slipping, and pressing, even those tiny little spheres. I might even use my clay carving tool to help press those in. Alright, now I'm ready for some eyebrows. Some eyebrows might be just like a coil, okay, like a snake. If you've ever worked with Play-Doh before, you made a snake. I'm going to cut this long coil in half. If you're having a hard time with something, you could ask your neighbor, say, hey neighbor, I'm having a little bit of a hard time making a coil. They of course would help you because all neighbors are good helpers. If they're even having trouble, you could raise a quiet hand and I will come and try to help you. Alright, next is my Angry Bird's beak. Okay, and that is a form just like my pinch pot. The Angry Bird's beak is kind of like a pyramid or a triangle, okay, for a flat shape. Okay, I'm just kind of pinching with my thumb and my forefinger, and I'm shaping that clay. You just kind of got to mess around with it a little bit. Just kind of play and see what you can make. Okay, there's no right or wrong answer. I'm just trying to make a pyramid. If I'm thinking about texture, I want my Angry Bird to be smooth, so I might use my thumb to kind of smooth it out. Make sure, third graders, that you're pressing and really massaging that clay so that it sticks together. Otherwise, it's just going to fall off as it dries, just like the eyes. Alright, my final step. If you want a little hair coming out of the top of that Angry Bird's head, you can do that as well. Any extra clay is going to go back in the bag, which is no problem at all. On the back of your, or on the bottom of your Angry Bird, I need you to please write your name and class code. When they go in the kiln, I don't really remember whose is whose, so make sure that your name and class code is written clearly at the bottom of your Angry Bird with your clay tool. Okay, that bottom is the flat part, Miss G, and your class code. It needs to be clear. I need to be able to read it, otherwise I don't know whose is whose. Okay, so make sure your name is written clearly here. I can add my hair at the top and then I am finished. It can go to the cart and outside of the kiln door. I am so excited to see these Angry Birds third grade.